Boom! Hey, Cryptonauts! Welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat. I am your host, Blockchain John, here with my co-host, Jake Jabarelli, here to give you the crypto news of the day. But before we get started and find out what Jake has been up to, let's head over to the CoinTree right now. Obviously, you guys can check that out in the description. All right, so if you guys want to donate, you guys can donate via crypto. We got Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Raven, Bats, Litecoin, a bunch of other stable coins. You guys can check that out. And we obviously have our YouTube, Discord, Twitter, Twitch, Odyssey. Odyssey is probably the biggest one that I really want to push out there. So please head over to Odyssey, check out our channel, hit the sub. And with that said, Jake, what's up, man?
Yeah, it's been a very interesting day today, and not just because of the slight rebound and the change in the news because of the Fed, yada, yada, yada. It's weird how the U.S. has such explicit control over, not control over, but effect of the coins in general, crypto, yada yada, whatever. It still baffles my mind. I realize there's a lot of people investing, but I mean, you know, China may have banned mining, but it doesn't necessarily mean people aren't trading coin over there anymore. So, and there's other countries besides China. There's plenty of other Asian countries. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that I was watching the fall, and the fall turned around, and I was like, is it really turning around, or is it just, you know, faking it and it's just going to fall again? But yeah, it was fascinating to watch coin fall, literally wipe out all of the gains we made since I made that famous quote back in November 2020.
It'll never reach 25,000.
Yeah,
Bitcoin will never be above.
It's currently below 25,000 right now, still to this moment, and it's like, yeah, I was falling. It fell below 20, but I know it fell below 21, but not below 20, so it didn't reach the teens. But it was just like, how low is it going to go? I mean, Ethereum fell almost to like basically 50% or 100% more than what it was when I got into it. Well, got back into it, I should say, when I started mining again. But I was like, is this crypto winter going to last here? Because it seemed like it rebounded pretty quick. It didn't rebound to 40. It rebounded to like 22.5.
I don't know if it's going to head over to 30 anytime soon. That's my. I'm not, obviously. I don't look at numbers. I go more by just the feeling. I don't. Like, you know me. I have never approached you and say, hey man, look at these charts. I don't do charts. You know.
No.
I don't talk to anybody that does charts. I have a vibe that tells me that it's going to take a long time before we see anything over 30K. Which, if you ask me, this is the right time to start stacking sats, which I am personally doing.
Oh, yes.
Not financial
that
advice.
Reminds me, at the start of the show here, I will mention it again at the end. We finally have the T-shirts up. I should. Let me just pull up the shop so you guys can check it out and see it actually here live on screen. I sent you a link, right? Remember?
Post it, and can you post it in C3 Media General?
I will post it in C3 Media General right here by jumping over to our Discord here, C3 Media General, putting it right down here at the links. And there it is, shop.jabarelli.com. Yes, it's through my own site, but it's a place I can easily host it. Oh, that's the Dynamo stuff, my bad. I need to pull up the C3 Media stuff. That's for Dynamos. Put this one. I'm going to delete that real quick. Hold on. Kill that. Yes. Bring that back. There we go. C3 Media's page that you guys can check out. We've got 2 shirts currently, Stack Sats and Hodl shirts, and Diamond Hands. I got that Diamond Hands shirt up. So you guys have Diamond Hands. Diamond Hands never sell. That's what the back of the shirt says. So I'm going to just pull it up here and put it on the screen so you guys can see it. There is 2 shirts available.
That's pretty cool.
We've got the Stack Sats and Hodl shirts. It has a little logo on it. And then we've also got the Diamond Hands, which also has a logo on the sleeve for C3 Media.
Bro,
so
that is awesome. I want to see them. You don't have black, bro?
No.
There's no black on here.
Yeah, yet. I have to make the different shirt because of the color tones I used on the other one. So there are multiple colors. You can get these shirts.
I love the Diamond Hands one, dude. That's
I think
so
6
awesome.
different colors, even blue and green and red and yellow and all kinds of things. So, but yeah, we do have 2 shirts up. So if you guys want to get them, and I highly recommend either one. So
that's so awesome, dude.
Anyways,
right, cool.
Let's get to the job of the day, right? You get the job of the day.
You want to handle that?
Read it? Yeah. No. All right. So there's some news on this too. There's some news on this.
Go ahead. Tell
we went looking through our Discord. If you guys want to check it out, please come to our Discord. As we always say, Discord's always hopping. There's tons of stuff going on. We have plenty of people. We have over, was it 1,000? 1,000 members? No, some of those people disappeared. We we had a bunch of bots jump into our Discord. Anyways, we got a lot of activity going on in Discord on a regular basis. So there's a section called Crypto Careers in the C3 Media section, and if you click on any of these crypto careers, they disappeared because of the fall. All this the crash of Bitcoin that seems to have been happening lately. We're clicking on all these careers, and they're not even available anymore. But I read in the news this morning that CZ announced explicitly that he was hiring 2,000 people to Binance throughout the world, not just in the U.S. So we went and picked up a Binance career. That's a senior product designer. So launched in 2019, Binance.us is the fastest growing and most integrated digital asset marketplace in the United States, powered by matching engine and wallet technologies licensed from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance. And it's still the largest. And now, of course, if you guys check the charts recently, you can see that Binance BNB and Binance USD are both up in the top 10. Our mission is to provide liquidity, transparency, and efficiency to financial markets by creating products that leverage crypto to unlock the power of everything. We build bridges between traditional finance and digital markets that enable growth for all, empowering the future of finance. Binance.us is operated by BAM Trading Services. So, what would you be doing if you were a senior product designer for Binance? That is Binance US. You would have 5 years experience in UX design, that's user experience design, experience working with designers, product management, and engineering, desire to work and learn in a fast-paced, sometimes ambiguous environment. It's a pretty short description, but if you guys know what product designing is, you probably know what a senior project designer would just be: a person with a history of experience, so 5+ years. So that's the Binance US. So there are so many jobs currently available on Binance US. Like I said, he says 2,000, but their list is at least 50 on the page I looked at. So check out Binance for jobs.
Yep. All right, cool.
And then the quote of the day.
Head over to the new. Oh, yeah, quote of the day. Sorry about that.
You can give it to us right here. It's on
all right, sure.
Discord's C3 Media General.
C3 Media General. Once again, head over to our Discord. So for episode number 414, the quote of the day is said by Max Kaiser, the infamous broadcaster and filmmaker. Fiat money backed by violence. Bitcoin is backed by peace. Wait, that's what he sounds, right?
I don't know what he sounds like.
All right.
Now let's get to the news.
So that's it. On to the news. So the first news is coming in from CryptoPotato.com, written by Jordan Lionship. This network hires restructuring lawyers after account freeze. Report. Celsius Network has hired restructuring lawyers for consultation regarding the current financial challenges. That 4 days ago, the crypto lending colossus announced that it has paused all withdrawals due to the prevailing market crisis. Freeze continues indefinitely while Celsius makes aggressive measures to help its case. Sources familiar with the matter told the Wall Street Journal that the new attorneys are from the law firm Akin, Grump, Strauss, Hauer, and Feld LLP. Additionally, they noted that the company is seeking to help from its investors, often investors other than financial restructuring. The firm was one of the crypto lending firms offering attractive yields of up to 18.63% annual percentage yield. There were concerns about the sustainability of this framework, but those were never addressed at the time. However, now that the crypto market is in free fall, it may have to reorganize its reward system to a more sustainable one. Its latest tweet communications reads, at Celsius is working around the clock for our community. It's all hands on deck, so there will be no Twitter spaces this week. The firm has also cautioned that the so-called Cell 2.0 token is not its creation. Rather, it is likely a scammer seeking to profit from its current crisis. As for its position in the market, Celsius has addressed 6,000 wrapped Bitcoin to the DeFi platform maker DAO to lower the price at which it could be liquidated. Should Celsius fail in its savings operation, it may have to consider a Monday offering that rivals platform Nexo made. The firm sent Celsius a letter offering to acquire all its assets since, and it said it has robust liquidity. This might also mean taking up Celsius's 1.7 million customer base. I don't know if that's a good idea.
At this point, it makes me feel kind of what's the word we ought to say, or the phrase is always said, and it's not just by us, but by many people who have, or have been in this for a long time. That is, if you don't own the private keys, you don't own the money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course,
Yeah.
how do you make money unless you give it to someone else, right? I mean, unless you are
Mm-hmm.
the institution that's offering interest, but in case you're probably making money off your interest.
It's so
Um,
difficult for me to put trust in you, Jake, or anybody else in the world saying, "Hey, I'm gonna invest, 10% interest. Can you pay that back by the end of the year? 10% interest in the overall $1 million that you're borrowing from me." All I'm taking is your word. Yes. That's so tough, even with blockchain technology. And it's one of those things that I'm trusting Celsius with my crypto to do the right to do the right job. Keep in mind, I am invested in Cell, so we're gonna see how this plays out. So I'm gonna be one of the first guys looking at Celsius news all the time. So yeah,
yeah,
it's exciting, right? I'm not nervous. I know that there's a lot of stress going on in the back end with Celsius. I'm not worried about that. I'm the guy that's still gonna be stacking sats.
exactly. So to continue on here with another article, this time from Decrypt, from Sander Lutz. Embattled CEO, Celsius CEO, Alex Mashinsky, breaks his 3-day silence. I'm sure we're all very much interested in what he has to say. So, uh, 3 days after crypto lender Celsius abruptly announced that it was pushing all customer withdrawals, swaps, and transfers, the beleaguered company's CEO, Alex Mashinsky, has finally broken his silence on this matter. I'll zoom in a bit here so we can see more here. Mashinsky offered little comfort to those hoping for answers as to when users will be able to withdraw funds again. Mashinsky took to Twitter this afternoon, speaking publicly for the first time since his company froze withdrawals Sunday night. Today is Wednesday, if you didn't already know, because we always post Wednesdays and Sundays. For Sunday night, to assure Celsius community that the company's team is working nonstop on the issue to request customers' continued patience. I'm actually going to read his tweet here. Team is working nonstop. We're focused on concern, thankful to have heard from so many. Well, it's good to see he's keeping his attitude up. To see you come together is a clear sign our community is the strongest in the world. This is a difficult moment. Your patience and support mean the world to us. Notably, Mashinsky gave no answer as to when he aims to or expects to have Celsius operating again. Twitter users soon after pleaded with the embattled CEO for commitments to the security of customers' deposits, but Mashinsky did not respond further. And if people here say, I will make a note. I don't know if anyone's a Celsius user like myself and John, but they did include an insurance policy quite some time back, a little bit about a year ago, a little over a year ago, like a year and a half. It was like late November of 2021 when they implemented insurance. Now, I believe that insurance was to protect against theft from outside. But, they are still saving 0.5% of all your coins. So there is some insurance involved. Celsius paused withdrawals on Sunday to stabilize liquidity and preserve the protected asset after a particular cryptocurrency offered on the platform, Lido, that is, staked Ether or ST-ETH, began experiencing irregularities. STETH, ST-ETH, which represents Ethereum locked on Ethereum 2.0 beacon chain, which will eventually merge with the Ethereum mainnet, is meant to be pegged to ETH value. For this reason, STETH, it's funny, it's just a funny word, is often used as collateral on platforms like Celsius for borrowing ETH. But as other crypto markets fell apart, STETH, recently lost its peg to heavily fluctuating ETH. For customers to withdraw ETH, Celsius would sell off its STETH stores. If a large number of customers concerned about the recent depegging move to withdraw, such an event would force Celsius to sell off massive portions of its roughly $500 million STETH supply. That would further lower STETH's price and almost certainly leave the company with insufficient liquidity to cover its ETH obligations to its customers. Yes, this is the exact same kind of problem that Terra had. It's unclear how Celsius will remedy the issue if STETH remains depegged from ETH. As of this writing, STETH is currently at 0.9 ETH, 0.93 ETH rather. Today, the company reportedly hired attorneys, as we said earlier, to look into restructuring the company if other financing resources cannot be found. Can we just borrow from Michael Saylor? No. On Sunday, news of the withdrawal freeze sent Celsius native token plummeting 70% in 1 hour, just a day before Mashinsky was tweeting much more liberally, lambasting a Twitter user for spreading fear and uncertainty and doubt, FUD, or something like that, when they cited rumors that retail investors were getting locked out of Celsius accounts. Here's that tweet. Anyways, it's not good, and it's still not good. And I mean, I somewhat understand Alex's perspective on not giving up his position because he doesn't want to be treated like a do kwon. Anyways,
right. I don't think Alex is a do kwon. I'm still for Alex. I just think that they got really screwed on just having part of smart contracts part of their platform. Unfortunately, they got a bad batch of coins sitting on their platform, and those are the ones that just got what is it? What's it? Depegged. Decoupled.
Yeah,
depegged.
Yeah. So these are the teething, no pun intended, trials of what we need to learn when it comes to this kind of activity.
So no matter what Alex was going to do, either he lets it burn, which is probably the irresponsible way to do things, or do what he did now, which is make himself look like the bad guy, which is probably better to protect the customer's assets and just looking like the bad guy for now until things are fixed. Are things going to get fixed? The reason I say things will get fixed with Celsius is because keep in mind they have invested millions upon millions of dollars into mining hardware, and you, Jake, know that mining hardware is worth a lot of money, and these guys have facilities that they have built strictly for Celsius. So if they can't get their money back via whatever the coins, the smart contract, or whatever the issue is, at least there is mining. If they have to sell that stuff, those assets off,
they were hedging.
No, we'll see.
Yeah, they hedged their bets and tried to do something intelligent to store the money in a different way. So. Yeah.
We'll see how this plays out, man. I'm in it for the long haul. I mean, I can't do anything now because I tried logging in just to see what was going on with the app. You can't do anything, dude. No. You're stuck. You're locked out. Yep. Everybody's locked out, man.
Yep. And there's no telling because as soon as things start going south and you get the run on the bank, well, in this case, the run on Celsius, you can't pull anything out. And this is the very reason that FDIC even exists.
Okay. So I just want to make this clear. This actually has happened with pretty much every exchange out there. You name it, okay? Coinbase has done it. Binance has done it. Kraken has done it. Anytime it goes really, really high, like 20% or down 20%, whatever it is, they do have a trigger mechanism that pretty much stops all buys and just makes you like, okay, we can't fulfill your order at this time. That's horrible, dude. If it goes down 20%, flash crash, I want to be able to get into that immediately.
Exactly. This is the reason we need decentralized exchanges.
Yeah, but Coinbase says, oh, no, we have problems going on right now. It's like, dude, you just tanked 50, 60% this hour. I want to get into it right now because I know it's going to pop back up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, I've seen that happen so many times. There's been times where I've tried to buy into it where we get that nosedive just for a couple of hours. And
this is why we need decentralized, because the only problem, of course, with decentralized exchanges is you have to have enough of them, because if everybody tries to start insta-selling and the hardware can't take it, I can kind of understand why a centralized exchange would be like, no, if too many people get in here, not only do we have this massive number of people trying to sell and or buy, but we have the possibility of fraud to continue because our servers are overtaxed. It's like a DDoS attack. So I don't even know if there's an easy way of handling this no matter what. If there's just going to be a flash crash or a flash boom, one way or the other, it's going to cause the hardware to not function correctly, and then you have the possibility of fraud. So I kind of agree with them. At the same time, it's like, how do I put this? I'm not trying to contribute to Satoshi's. I'm just going to contribute my observations, and that is, why do these things happen? It's FUD. We already know that's why it happens. Fear, unrest, and doubt. In a sense, they're gatekeeping FUD. And I don't know if that's wholly bad. I mean, WHOLLY, not HOLEY. I'm just saying it's kind of trying to stymie the FUD. And I kind of agree with that, even though it sucks that you can't get to your money. It's like, as long as the money isn't gone, then I'm okay.
Exactly. Exactly. Same here.
So let's move to
All right, let's
MicroStrategy.
move on. Okay. So next news. This one written by Sander Lutz on Decrypt.co. MicroStrategy's Saylor shrugs off margin cost concerns as Bitcoin dips to $21,000. Earlier last month, MicroStrategy's CTO Fong Li reassured concerned shareholders that the biggest Bitcoin holder among publicly traded companies has nothing to worry about as crypto winter approaches. Essentially, Bitcoin needs to be cut in half, or around $21,000, before we'd have a margin call, Li told investors on a quarterly earnings call. It would appear the once unthinkable day has already come. Earlier this earlier this morning, the price of Bitcoin briefly slipped below $21,000, hitting a 52-week low before recovering to the price of $22,260 at the time of writing. The price drop marks a significant line in the sand for MicroStrategy, which took out a $205 million loan in March from Silvergate Bank to stockpile Bitcoin. BTC falls and stays below 21,000, the event would trigger a margin call on MicroStrategy's loan, a potentially disastrous event that would require the company to offload tens of thousands of Bitcoin onto the already bearish market. Which, okay, should I stop there, or do you want to keep going?
I know. I think that the point has been made. Even though it's important to note what Saylor made a point of, and actually I was following him when he actually said it. But
so this is what MicroStrategy has right here, just for the people that are listening, right? MicroStrategy holds a total currently 129,218 Bitcoin. That is not a small. They hold more than countries. El Salvador, for example, right? El Salvador has a couple thousand, right? Like what, 2,000 or something like that?
Yeah, like maybe 2,500 or something. But yeah, they hold more than Do Kwon held. I mean, Do Kwon held 80,000, or the company held 80,000. So yeah, they held about 50% more than they held. And of course, Do Kwon's company's already sold all of this, so they're no longer the second place. But I just put up on screen. You can't see it, but I put up on screen based on the current price and the current number of coin they had, $2.8 billion.
So this whole margin call, if this actually does get triggered and this happens, that's gonna hurt real bad. It's gonna hurt the market because you're getting 129,000 Bitcoins dumped onto the market.
Well, no, they're not going to dump them all. They're not going to dump them all. They're only going to dump enough to cover the loan.
Okay.
So,
all right.
If it was 205 million, let's just put it up on screen. 205 million divided by current price of Bitcoin, at the time of the rating, would be 10,000, roughly 10,000.
10,000 Bitcoin.
So I mean, yes, it's a pretty big chunk, and it would drive the price down further, which of course would. But they only have to pay off the loan. That's all they have to pay off. So it's not like they're not sacrificing 130,000. They're sacrificing 10,000.
Okay. No. But I think what is going to happen is the MicroStrategy news. Even the fact that if they sold off just one Bitcoin, or the 130 Bitcoin, or 30,000 Bitcoin, the news that MicroStrategy was liquidated is, I think, a bigger impact on the market than them actually liquidating or dumping these coins on the market.
Kind of the same thing that happened to what's his name, Elon Musk, when he tried to buy Twitter. His stock took a dump. They're like, no, we're not going to let you do that. No, I mean, Tesla stock lost $130 billion of value.
Ouch.
It's $1 trillion company, but it was just like, we don't want you to do that. So use your own damn money. And it's the same thing here. It's like, the fears of this massive failure, which, same thing happened to Terra, is almost worse than the actual having to sell off only 10,000 Bitcoin. So, but Michael Saylor, if you can continue down here, his kind of FU to everybody like, I've lost more money before. Go on. It's as...
Yeah, should I continue down here at the bottom? There's a little more information. This is a long article. I don't know if I should keep going or you just want to move on.
Yeah, we can move on. Anyways,
okay.
We have some other articles here, and this is, of course, regarding Bitcoin again. Bitcoin bounces as the Fed drops biggest interest rate hike since 1994. Oh, my goodness, by Matt DeSalvo
That's
on
before
Decrypt.
Some of you listeners out there, right?
I was
That's got to be before some of you listeners.
I was in high school. Yes, you can date me by that, by how old I am, because I was in high school in the 90s. Bitcoin price was again tested on Wednesday, dropping close to 20 grand per coin before recovering to about 22,000. As the Federal Reserve announced it would continue to raise interest rates. Woo, raise interest. Oh, wait, that's not good. It's just predicting a recession. The Federal Reserve on Wednesday upped interest rates by 0.75%, which really isn't all that much, but it's the largest it's done in the last 28 years. That central bank added it wouldn't stop there and raise interest rates even more coming later this year. So if you're going to buy a house, it's too late. No, this caused the price of Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency by market cap, to drop to 23.92 Wednesday afternoon. I guess that depends on where you were. I don't remember seeing it drop that low. But it has since bounced back, and at the time of this writing, it is about 21,559, which is actually higher than that. But Bitcoin, with the wider cryptocurrency market, have taken a beating over the last several weeks as investors shed the risky assets. Well, that's what they think. Digital asset space has been very closely correlated with equities. Bitcoin did today what it has been doing for the most part of the year, following back the stock market and the news, and the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, also dropped before rallying. So it's a short article, but the fact of the matter is the Fed, now that at least it's specific, people know what the interest rate is, and that's the reason Bitcoin came back. But before, they didn't know where it was going to go, and they knew it was going to be bad, and it was bad. But now that we have a definitive, people are like, okay, now we know the number, we can invest again.
And the fact that it's not going to stop there. So later on in the year, there will be some more rates, some more interest rates going up.
And of course,
So
the Bitcoin will react
at least
again.
now,
Yeah.
exactly. At least now we know what's going on for the rest of the year. Like, okay, now there's an expectation. Obviously, there's not going to be nothing bizarre. It might go up another 0.25%. We'll see what happens.
Right. So let's get on to the Bill Gates here.
Last news of the day. This one's written
No,
by
we got one more after that.
Zenzero.
One
Oh,
more
sorry
after
about that.
Bill Gates. So
Oh, okay. This one's written by Dimitar Zanzarov on CryptoPotatoes.com. Bill Gates believes crypto and NFTs are based on the greater fool theory. The American business magnate
magnate.
magnate and co-founder of Microsoft, Bill Gates, blasted non-fungible tokens, NFTs, for not providing any use case to society. In his views, cryptocurrencies and digital collectibles are based on the greater fool theory, and people should be cautious when dealing with them. During a recent climate conference, the American billionaire Bill Gates reiterated his anti-crypto stance. He sarcastically noted that non-fungible tokens, such as digital images of monkeys, are going to improve the world immensely. With his comments, Gates was most probably referring to the Bored Ape Yacht Club, a popular NFT collection built on the Ethereum blockchain depicting different caricatures of monkeys. Over the past several months, the collectibles became a point of interest to numerous celebrities like Madonna, Neymar, and Serena Williams, who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to purchase some of them. Gates also gave his explanation on how the cryptocurrency industry works, as he views it as a typical example of the greater fool theory. Quote, as an asset class, it's 100% based on the greater fool theory that somebody's going to pay more for it than I do. According to the concept, people ignore price valuations, earning reports, and other vital information only to sell their products to a fool willing to pay more than the owner had previously spent. Once the market runs off the fool's price crash, and numerous investors are left with overpriced assets that no one wants to buy. A month ago, Gates admits he doesn't own any cryptocurrencies. He said he invests in things with valuable output, arguing that digital assets do not have such qualities. Okay, so wrapping it up.
Yeah, it's not entirely wrong, but he doesn't own an awful lot of land. He's probably the biggest landowner in the United States.
Yeah.
But he's wrong. He's not wrong about it from the standpoint of this is kind of what's happening in China right now. And I'll just make a quick note about this, that a lot of the real estate in China is based off of the greater fool theory that, of course it's going to be worth more because some idiot's going to come along and buy it for more later. Well,
Here's another, right at the bottom here, is talking about Joe Rogan here.
Yeah.
Despite emerging as a trend, Bill Gates is not the only critic of non-fungible tokens. Last year, the sports commentator, comedian, and popular podcast host Joe Rogan said he was not interested in digital collectibles. Furthermore, he described them as a cryptocurrency hustle. Rogan did not understand how people spend colossal sums of money on digital artwork when they can download it for free. Quote, here's my problem. I have that photo and I can have it on my phone. End quote. Earlier this year, the U.S. rapper Kanye West urged his fans to stop asking him to do NFTs. He said he is committed to building products for the real world and not the digital one. Several months later, though, the musician changed his stance and filed NFT and metaverse trademark applications.
Yeah, the money was
We'll
just
see what
too
Bill Gates
interesting. But
does.
man, Bill Gates has already got all the money. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it. So he doesn't care. Anyways, let's move on to another.
He cares more about more about the well, I guess the vaccine, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't really know what Bill Gates' position on almost anything is. Let's move on to another weirdo CEO. Kraken CEO doubles down on anti-woke culture, says triggered employees. Oh, and he says that the triggered employees should leave if they don't like it. This is also by Decrypt and Jason Nelson. As crypto market continues to melt down, Kraken CEO Jesse Powell took to Twitter to emphasize a return to crypto first culture, as the early Bitcoin exchange announced that it could continue hiring, reframing diversities and inclusiveness in the process. Quote, we're going to keep building and hopefully do a better job of filtering up front, end quote, Powell tweeted, quoting again, I think we've developed some really thoughtful policies that might not appease woke activists, but work for the other 99% of the world, end quote. And of course, that's also in his tweet here. In a blog post released today, Kraken reiterated its mission of financial freedom and inclusion while emphasizing that different opinions are welcome. Okay, well, I guess he doesn't care about wokeness. We will never ask that our employees adopt any specific political ideology as a requirement for our workplace, the company wrote. That said, we ask that our employees respect the individual rights, privacy, and freedom of others. Crypto is a freedom movement, and Kraken will remain a freedom company. But that is easier said than done. While Kraken says that the belief in the company's mission is a must, Powell says there are about 20 employees of the 3,200 who are not totally on board. That's fine. That's not a lot of people. What are they upset about? Powell asked. Silicon Valley version of the DEI, or diversity, diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, pronouns, whether someone can identify as a different race and be allowed to use the N-word, whether differences in human sex exist at all, being respected and unoffended, being harmed by violent words. This is more of his tweeting. Powell attributed his discontent to fast-paced hiring without enough emphasis on culture and mission fit during a time when crypto was, as Powell puts it, super hot. 60% of the company with the for the less than 6 months, so no biggie, except 20 unhappy people can sap the productivity of another 400 with very little effort, Powell tweeted. Powell says it is a case of great talent, bad fit, adding that people got along when things were all rosy, but when the market turned grim, sensitivities, misalignment, and a focus on minor slights of virtual problems began. I'm not going to continue this article as it goes quite a bit further, but as far as, he's relatively new CEO. Kraken's been around for about a decade, but they've definitely have had their woes. They came really close to being a Mount Gox, and they were down for a while.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that they've all had terrible problems, but if he's opened these things, and I guess his point that he's trying to make is it's that people who are, as I said, great talent, bad fit, you're going to have that. Every company does. So maybe this is kind of a non-article. I feel like it is almost at this point, although he was tweeting about it. It's probably something on his mind because he's concerned that a few people can affect a lot of people, especially with their kind of anti-attitudes. So I guess that's kind of a weird end to this news day, but we need to wrap it up. So I will bring on just one more time for all those who didn't see it the first time at the beginning of the show, although if you're still watching, you probably were watching from the beginning. We have t-shirts. Oh boy, yes we do. If you'd like to check that out, we will be including that in the CoinTree links so you can find that more easily rather than just sticking it. But yeah, we now have swag. We have swag, and we'll be adding more things to the shop in the near future if you're not down for t-shirts. Yes, there will be other colors, as John had mentioned. These images are particularly in white, but there are several other images. I know for the Stack Sats and HODL, there's red, white, and yellow currently. And then for Diamond Hands, there are several colors. We have a couple of blue, 3 different blue colors, 2 greens, and an orange and a white. So we will be getting other colors in the near future. Check that out if you please. Check out our coin tree. Check out our Discord. And we really appreciate you guys watching all the way into the show. So what do we see at the end, John?
Stack Sats
And
and
HODL.
HODL.
Adios.
Adios.